When it comes down to it, at the end of the day, when we're on the day of judgment and we're crossing that bridge, I don't know if we talked about it in this class, but did we talk about this class?
Yeah.
We did?
Day of Judgment? No, we
Last week?
We talked about this
Oh,
one.
Never talked
Never talked about Day of Judgment?
about it.
Yeah. So, when we're crossing that bridge, the Sirat,
We did, yeah, a couple weeks ago.
did we do it
Last
recently?
week.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah, I feel like it was recent, but the point is that we're not gonna care about anybody. Right? Kid, sorry. I don't know if this is mom.
What is your name? Is that
So,
It's Benjamin. Like,
Dijon?
yeah. You should. So,
Just
did
good.
I just ruin everything just now? Yeah.
You weren't here for the Dijon.
It's a sacred moment that's just been turned into a Bollywood joke. So, but the point is that that's when our selfishness will truly manifest. That I gotta get across that bridge. I don't care what it takes. So that's the point. Is that the foundation of an Islamic economics, in the most abstract philosophical sense, is a practice of giving. So taking the point, giving a step further. Those who yunfiquna, so they give to the point of exhaustion of their wealth, fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah, and then they do not follow it up with reminder or injury. Okay, they will have the reward of their Lord. They need to have no fear nor shall they grieve. So I can't say, I gave something to you. I can't say, hey, remember I gave this to you, right? What does that then become?
Wait, say that again?
Okay.
I didn't understand this.
Okay, so if you give in the way of Allah, you give wealth, and you don't follow up your act of giving with reminder, hey, I did this for you,
Oh, I see.
right? Or insulting, you're pathetic,
Can't believe I did this, yeah.
yeah. Then you'll get your reward. So the point is, you have to give, done. Yeah.
That's to be like just pure giving.
Yeah.
Like follow up with like, well, what did you do with that I gave you?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So if I'm giving to you and I'm reminding you, then what have I done? I've given to you out of your need, and I'm reminding you about it. I'm exercising power over you. It's really slimy. Look like a process of something.
Sorry.
I was thinking about Ibrahim alayhi salam.
No. I was thinking
That'd be cool if you think with an
I was
anxiety.
thinking about how there are times where, like for example, I've seen somebody asking and I've not given because I've told myself, based on the situation. In other words, so either somebody on the street asking for money or somebody who's in front of the masjid asking for money with something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, and you question their motive or you question the situation. If you're not questioning their motives, you question the situation.
Yeah.
And you decide not to give in that moment because you don't want to facilitate. In my mind, I'm justifying it by saying that I don't want to facilitate. Like for example, I'm worried that this guy's going to go drink with the money, so I'm not going to give him money to go drink. Is that wrong in essence? Because that's the way I was trying to process. Sort of saying, is that wrong because I say I don't, or is it my obligation to just give?
But it's not your obligation to give. Your obligation is zakat.
I mean, is it my? I guess not. I guess obligation is a poor choice, but is the right thing to do to give?
So
I
if
have a
you
response.
let's hear it.
No.
That was kind of
No.
bold.
We have one nerd and one person who's bold, but
I think I was the same
what's it called?
person.
I think Muhammad, you sent this long email. I don't know if it was you or if it was you, Mr. Mozaffar, but it was
I like how you went on that.
no, it was one of you guys. You sent out this long email about or you showed one of you guys showed me this hadith about this man who had given to a prostitute, a gambler, and someone who was already wealthy. And then he was so downtrodden and so sad. He's like, I gave to these people who I shouldn't have given to. But at the end of the day, he was still rewarded for doing that because he has no knowledge of what they're going to do. And, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just you missed an opportunity to do something good.
That's actually what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be held accountable for what they do with the money.
Yeah.
Right.
So in other words, giving is better than not giving.
In general, but if you're in a position where all you can give is money in that moment, then yeah. But what was that other ayah we looked at? Was at the beginning of Surah 4?
Yeah.
I like the concept that you relate to us when we were talking about this before, that whenever someone comes to you with a need and they're asking, it's almost as if that person was sent by Allah as an opportunity for you to give sadaqah. So if you ask too many questions, where is they going to do with the money, what they're going to do, it's like you're losing that opportunity. So, if you were on another street corner, that person may not have been there, but you're on that street corner, that person is there, that person was placed there to give you an opportunity. Even if you give 50 cents, $25, it's just an opportunity that Allah has bestowed upon you that you should take advantage of.
It's like Allah remembered you and
Yeah.
thought about you and said He wanted you to have an opportunity to see it.
Yeah, and that you mentioned that when we were talking about this previously.
And when we went over it, we went over an ayah that, like, I don't know, it really clarified it for me. I don't remember.
Was it Surah 4, Ayah 5?
I know we went over it in class, but
Yeah.
it kind of listed pretty much what you were saying. I think what you were
So Surah 4, Ayah 5. وَلَا تُؤْتُ السُّفَهَاءَ, so don't give to the fools أَمْوَالَكُمْ, your wealth, that Allah Ta'ala has given for you as your rizq. وَرَزُقُهُمْ فِيهَا وَاكْسُوهُمْ وَقُولُوا لَهُمْ قَوْلًا مَعْرُوفًا. So provide for them with your wealth and clothe them and speak to them kindly. Right. So the point is, worst case scenario, if you really, really are concerned that that they're actually not legit,
Give them something else.
smile, right. Give them food, if you're in that position. For example,
Well,
I gave them food and they rejected me.
it says here a sufaha. I mean,
Fools.
like, would that refer to like people who are clearly self-destructive? I mean, like,
well, if someone comes to you who smells like booze and they're asking for money, you're probably better off not giving them anything, right? If there's someone who's messy and they stink like they haven't taken a shower in a long time, then
no, but I
that's
mean,
good.
I would even pose to say that it's someone that you clearly know personally that has
Well,
a
that's good.
problem, and that
Then
like
that's a very different situation.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you know with certainty what they're going to do with the money, then you might be enticing them to. You're
facilitating.
Yeah, that you know, okay, this person's going to use this money for this. They know, they have no control. Then you're probably better off giving them. It's much better off giving them something else. Yes, ma'am.
This lady that she's been since we moved here 3 years now, 4 years, and I see her
Everyone's
every
seen
week.
her.
Yeah, right here, and she's
Everyone
like
knows
right
her.
here on the West Road right here, Myers, and she always has a sign saying, $2, whatever.
Oh, I think she's also sometimes at the exit.
Yeah, and the ages of her kids have gone up in the years, obviously, right?
They got older quick.
Right, so not like, she kept the same sign, my kids are 34, my kids are 5 and 6 or whatever, they've gone up now, they're like 12 and 14 or something.
Whoa,
And-
that long?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I saw them, they were like 6 and 7 or 7 and 8 or something like that, 7 and 8, 9. So it's been, 4 years or so. And so, I know every time we drive, every time Sakina sees somebody, with a sign, she's like, Mommy, they need money, give them money, give them money. And she's always like pushing, I'm like, okay. But like I keep seeing her, and so in my mind I'm like, okay, she's been here for 4 years now, and I don't want to judge, but at the same time I'm like, okay, so what's the story here?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I'm like, okay, do we keep giving her money every time we pass by?
Again, I mean, you're not really doing anything wrong by giving her money, and you're technically not doing anything wrong by not giving her any money, right? So downtown, I was there, downtown Islamic Center, and there's a guy there who openly said he's a panhandler. And I asked him if he's ever looked for a job, and he says he makes more money as a panhandler.
When we went
that
for,
I know, yeah.
when we went for Hajj, the scholar on in our group was like, when you give money, don't give it to the beggars because they're professional beggars. Give it to
That's
the
the
people
reputation.
who are cleaning the masjids. So he said specifically, told us that.
Told us, yeah, he basically, you're going to go, and he never just suggested it. He would say, you're going to give the money today to the people who are cleaning the
Yeah.
cleaning the masjid, he would actually just say, "This is what you're going to do today."
I also don't like to create that kind of fear because there are some people who really are poor. They really do need that money because there's like this Hajj special. It's on like Netflix or something, where all these you know what I'm talking about, right? So it just shows the journey of Hajj of all these different people in America and how they're going to Hajj.
Yeah, it's National Geographic.
Yeah.
It's also on YouTube.
Yeah, and so there's this one. I think he's like.
When I don't want to teach, I just show these videos.
So there's like this one Sudani guy or something like that.
South Africa.
South African. He's amazing. He's my role model in life. He like walks.
You don't have to tell the people you are repenting. That's
Yeah,
basically-
he like like that. I want to watch this. He like walks. Okay, like you know how everyone takes a bus everywhere. He's like, I have 2 legs, and he like walks everywhere. And then he's like in Makkah or Medina or something.
Yeah, he's in Makkah, yeah.
You want me to say the story? I like forgot.
Yeah, I should
I want to
have
hear his.
preface
I want to hear his like rendition. Should we just put it on?
Yeah, I might just pull it up.
Are you really?
Yeah.
It's my favorite part.
I'm not pulling up that part.
Oh well, he basically what he does
what's
is
it
he's in
under?
Makkah and he goes to like just the surrounding villages of the Haram, and he goes there and he like buys vegetables and fruits and stuff and he like cooks them a meal, and they're like, this is the first time in years that someone has come and taken care of us. Like no one even thinks after all, like millions and millions of people come to the Haram every year, and no one even like thinks about these neglected people.
It's all these Bengalis who get scammed. You know, someone says, all right, give me 10 grand and I'll give you a job, you know, working at the Kaaba, and, you know, your whole life is going to be pious, and then they somehow are able to save 10 grand, and then they arrive here and they're just abandoned. Right? And so they're homeless and they have no rights because it's Saudi Arabia, and so they live in these corners in the middle of nowhere. And,
That's how Dubai is built.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Are you really gonna show him?
So I'm just gonna play his.
He's so awesome.
Right here, ready?
People that you are repenting.
There, yeah, there it is. You don't have to tell the people you are repenting.
I'm watching this just for this.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
What's it called?
Dr. Omer's there.
Inside Mecca,
Yeah.
National Geographic.
I saw that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Omer's in there. There's so many like.
Yeah, Dr.
scholars
Omer's in it.
Yeah. It was random. I was like, hey.
It is. It's pretty cool.
That means it's scholar.
It's in there.
All right. Any other questions, thoughts?
No, I just think what you're saying about like wealth and how like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us like, oh, this is how, you know, we bring back life and, you know, bring life into something by giving charity. But then again, he's telling us like, you know, you still don't have power over anything.
Yeah.
I think that's a very powerful part of this ayah, that like, you know, like don't flatter yourself that like, you know, just because I have this much money, like just kind of give, and like it's in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's domain. Like, don't worry about it. You know, like I feel like you worry. You know, you do, and I think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying like, I'm telling you that this is the way that like you're gonna bring this life into something, and like it doesn't matter. Like just give kind of, this is His domain. This is His realm. This is His power that is in this thing.
So remind me of this time. Yeah, go ahead.
This segment, I'm reading forward, 261 through 274. It seems like it's all about giving, and that ends this section, right? 274.
And then we get into riba.
But is that the end of like this course section, 274? No,
Yeah,
what's
it
the?
keeps going. It keeps going. This whole. It's basically charity, riba, and then loans, and then surah's done.
But then the last 2 ayahs would be like a second course, right? Is
So
it,
the last 2 ayahs would be, last 2 ayahs of the surah
yeah,
would
don't
be
you?
the conclusion.
The conclusion. Okay.
How long do you think till we get there?
Do it right now.
No, I'm just wondering, like, what's your timeline?
I'll tell you.
Nasheen,
What is-
relax, dude. Seriously.
She just wants to
You
know.
guys just
I know,
You
guys.
guys just call her
Just a
Nasheen.
question.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my middle name.
Wait, who are you again?
Fatima,
No, yeah, but
Nazneen,
who are you?
Zubair.
The boys only have one name for some
You guys
reason.
No, they have
That's,
No,
that's,
Muhammad.
no, Hazard Buddies have a separate name. It has nothing to do with their any actual name at all.
No, it's my middle name.
My name is
parents live
my
in
name is
Edmonton.
Khairuddin Ahmed. They call me Siddiq. That's my uncle.
No, my first
That's
name's
the Hazard
Fatima.
Buddies
At
name.
home we call me Nasmin.
It's
like a code.
Actually, Nazi.
I know
Yeah.
the first day of class I sat down next to her and I introduced myself to her. I was like, Nosheen, like that's my name.
She's like, no.
She goes, yeah, like assuming I was talking to her.
I was just talking to her.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What's your name?
Wait, since we're talking about charity and Robles coming up next,
You just might not be here for the ribbon session. What are you gonna do?
so let's say you have financial obligations, like you have loans on your head. How much are you? Is it okay to give? I mean, you may have some money, but you don't really have that much money to give. Do you? Where is that? Where do we? Should we be? Are we more obligated towards our lenders, or should we every opportunity we get? Should we be looking for opportunities to give donations?
So in terms of your lenders, you got to look at according to what your agreement is with them. That's your obligation. So what it means is hypothetically, I can be in debt, and I'm still giving charity, right? Which is probably most of us in this room, right? Debt in some form, and you're still giving charity. So your debt is paid off according to whatever your terms are of the debt. Right? And so it's not a sin to be in debt. So it's another difference between our tradition and other traditions. And other traditions, it's actually a sin to be in debt. For us, it's not a sin.
Even with interest.
Well, that's different.
Oh, wow.
So if like
Yeah.
Never mind. So if like Miss Sally Mae comes knocking, like
Navient.
yeah,
Yeah, how do you know?
What?
he's a doctor, dude. He got the same email.
What?
Same email.
They changed, like, Sally Mae went over to some other, like, lender.
Oh,
They
so
keep-
Sally Mae is also Heather Body? Sally Mae.
They've been shuffling my, like, loans around, like, all over the place. I don't know who I'm paying.
So you're saying it's better to, even if you have, rather than saving that money to give to your lenders, it's better to give whenever you have the opportunity.
I mean, I'd say either is good, right? I don't know if I would call one better, but I say in my own case, you know, paying off my car, and I still, in whatever capacity, I still give.
I have a question about 261.
Yes, sir.
It says, I might have stepped out when this. It says, Allah gives increase manifold, or, you know, increase, but increase in what? In like your provision or in your blessing?
Oh, okay,
or
so-
specifically?
So you come to me, and I give you $1. Okay? At the bare minimum, I get the reward of having given you $1, right? You know, let's say I do it out of service to Allah and everything. So I get the equivalent of giving you $10, right? Because you get minimum like 10 times. According to this ayah, I get the equivalent of 700 times, right? But it might even be beyond that. So just like you have two twins, one twin, and people come up to each of those two twins asking for money, and they both give either their separate people $5. This person is so inspired that the person saves $1 and gives away the other 4. Okay, and then that person is so inspired that they save $1 and give away the other 3. Got it? Okay, so they keep giving. In this other case, this person gives $5, and that person just uses it and done. Okay, so I was the one who's the giver, but it was up to Allah what the people respond, and that's how, you know, my rewards especially start to manifest.
Is that how your bad deeds rack up too?
Only if you invented the bad deed. If you invented the bad deed, then you are held to account for everyone forever who does it. So Cain invented killing, so he holds the weight on his account of every killing forever.
So what if you like share a music video or something and it's like, I'm just being real. So what if you like
It's
share,
like, okay, forget murder, what did you just share?
Yeah.
Happy
It's like
video?
sharing a
It's
video.
exponential. Happy video.
so if you know what I mean, there's no good message in it, let's be honest. There's nothing great in there. I mean, it's a good song, you know.
That video, yeah.
Let's just be honest. There's no like, it's not.
Be honest.
It's just cold
Are you being
water.
honest?
Yeah, I'm being
Or
honest.
Coldplay.
What? What'd you say?
Love it.
What?
I love hilarious.
I missed it.
She said, or it's Coldplay.
So
yeah.
you carry which sins? Are you asking?
That you're sharing music that doesn't gratify a lot of those instruments. What if there's even like prom themes?
Why is that even a question? I feel like you know the answer.
I know. I'm just asking.
So
Do you like
So-
get that bad
so-
dates for like?
Do you want to know the answer?
I feel like you know.
Yeah,
I think this is a situation where you don't want to know the answer, and that's okay too.
everyone's gonna look at her Facebook feed for the last like day. Oh, fuck. You know? So your question is?
Retract the question.
I retract.
Retract the
we
question.
retract
Ask
on
him,
her
and if
behalf.
you want it, ask him
retract.
personally.
I'll rescind my phone.
Ask him personally, one on one.
Fine.
Alright.
You'll forgive us all.
I mean, any other questions about anything at all?
Just relating
Class Sunday?
to-
What was his voice again?
Well, I was just gonna say, just relating to charity. I don't know if you guys talked about this in like last week or whatever, but you know that girl you were talking about
Oh yeah.
that at Loyola. So she started a GoFundMe account. So
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone.
Wonder how
I
much
think
she-
it's GoFundMe/Mustafa.
I
Yeah.
don't know how much money she's made now.
What is that?
Her,
Her parents
Yeah.
and her, were
I
burned.
think they
Yeah.
didn't have health insurance.
yeah, they got like nothing.
So,
Yeah, I gotta sit her down and see what she's doing. They have up to this moment made 74 grand out of a projected need of 500.
Wow.
Some people are very generous much. Any other questions about anything at all?
I'll ask you.
Okay, so class next week, yes or no?
Yeah.
It's up to all
I
y'all.
mean, is there a reason not to, everybody? You know, is anyone traveling or something?
I don't think we'll be there.
Why would we not do that? I don't care.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We're having like a
Care.
party at our house. Like at our house.
Party.
It's a party.
Your little frat party.
It's like a family party.
Alright, so
I
yes.
know.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
It is what she's like. I don't care if I'm the only one in class. In order to get out of said family party that I
Yeah.
don't really want to be at.